Good morning, everybody. So I'm running late today. It's already 8:41. I haven't even gotten rolling yet. Usually I like to get my whole system up and running I uh, before I even start the recording, but everything's going so slow this morning. It's already 8:41 a.m., but it's a cold, wet day. Let's see. NPM start, and it's just tough to get motivated and rolling this morning. Enter. But here we go. I got Rhett in here today because my daughter-in-law's or my son's dogs aren't coming over. I have a almond for her. We're down to 2 almonds, probably about 30 nuts and 2 almonds. There's a few walnuts in there. I think they're called Brazil nuts, but different types of nuts in there. And but her almonds are by far her favorite. And I think it's because she doesn't need any help breaking them. But we tend to eat those up first, and then we're stuck with not good ones. Man, this is taking forever. It always takes a while for Angular to get up and running. But basically, yesterday we did a commit, and then I decided that I was going to do basically I was going to, instead of generating an ID, not accept anything, just return an ID, I was going to have it accept something, and then also store like a lookup of everything that's in there. And then I kind of at first was just going to say what it is, but I figured, it makes total sense to actually have an actual pointer to the actual object that it's associated with, which is kind of wild because it's literally the exact opposite of sort of the rule that I set up for myself before, where I did not want to make any actual pointers to actual objects. But then it was like, and I feel like that is the nature of software development, is you make a rule and then you almost immediately need to break that rule. So reload. I don't think anything that we're doing should affect any active code outside of this. It should affect it should affect the TypeScript, right? So, because I think we're going to want to create an object that save. We're going to want to create like a dictionary, and the dictionary will hold an ID as the key. And I don't know if it's a dictionary, but more specifically, I don't know it might be a map or it might be an actual dictionary. I think at my job, I created Move Forward, and I feel like it was a step in the right direction with maps. So we have this base dictionary. Let's see how we have like a dictionary that takes an ID and a viz component. I think what we want is an ID and a viz component, or a 3 perspective camera. But that's not true, because I believe the IDs for the 3 perspective components is also like that is the same ID as the ST visualization. So I guess I'll remove this space in here. There is no, that's just visually. All right, so basically holds, what is it? ST objects. And so right now, I think we only have one. It's not even ST objects. Holds. visualization objects. And so basically I'm just going to start off with a component dictionary and I guess this would be the better one. I don't even know. All right, so interface, and then this is going to be viz sequence dictionary. And this can hold a viz component, but it could also hold an ST visualization. So basically, we've created a dictionary that is a lookup, and it's going to have the ID, and then it can either hold a ST visualization or a sequence, which to me makes me wonder, like when I'm looking at this, like why doesn't ST visualization already have one? I believe we have a service called ST visualization, and I think it's, since we're just at the beginning, we want some, is it ST? Oh, okay, and then these, I believe there's a 3. Is this inside of, okay, there's 3, and then I could have sworn. Okay, so I'm actually going to make this an ST renderer. I think an ST visualization also. This is so weird. I thought there was like a whole service that was dedicated to visualizations. Oh, it's got its own. Okay, so that's this thing here. So an ST visualization, I think it should have like an array. So this is a map.
Wow.
So I said data, any, and its array, and then I created a map. Oh yeah, I don't know what I did here. See, I don't think, oh, that's reset hash. Okay, so that's not what we want. I should have been at the very top of this. How big is this MFR? Seems like it's really big. 491 lines. All right, so we have this ST visualization, which unfortunately is an array of visualizations, which was probably not what I wanted to do. Ugh. It's kind of a bummer. Because really I guess this was probably an early pattern. Well, it says 2 weeks ago. So it isn't even but what we really want is an ST visualization dictionary that we use. And I guess since I haven't done any of that, yeah, I don't think do I have a get ST visualization by ID? Get visualization for a component, find factory, get stale visualization. So I don't even have like a get ST visualization by ID. You would think there would be something called get ST visualization by ID. You would think that would exist and that there would be that. So we'll probably end up having to do a refactor in the future to get that working, but that is why we don't have a visualization. But basically, I know we get when we will create a do we have a create? ST. Yeah, so we do have a create ST visualization function. And then when we do that, we actually, let's see, we get the ST visualization ID. So this would be where we would call it, I'm guessing, yeah, generate ID. This is where we generate an ID. And then Yeah, it kind of blows my mind. We don't. Oh, so then we just push it into this array, which it would have been better if that was a dictionary. So that's why we don't have a dictionary because we don't use one. And this is a reality. Like a lot of times when you write code initially from scratch, as you scale it out, you start to realize that there's certain patterns that you want to follow, and then you've got to make sure you double back and fix those patterns. A lot of people are very rigid and they don't want to double back, but it is important that you do that. But this is not the time to do that. But there should be a ST visualization dictionary, and we don't have one. But when we create this visualization, oh, so that is interesting because we generally don't create it until, like, we haven't created the object. We can't create the object till we have an ID. So we don't, so we can't actually do what I wanted to do. So we can't actually generate an ID with an object. We're going to have to generate an ID and then update the object. Which is not ideal. It would be so much better if we could. I think I'm in insert mode. Yeah. It would be so much better if we could like attach the object for the ID before we create the ID. But the problem is that it's a chicken and egg thing. So when we create the ID, we can create it, but it is actually going to. Okay, so so this thing can also be a viz component. It could be an ST visualization, or it can be undefined. I think undefined means like you created the. I guess we should maybe make it null. I don't really know what the difference between null and the. Well, I think null might create a place in memory for it. It probably is dependent. Like it's probably up to the creator of the object, of the thing. See, my understanding is what happens is null is a place in memory, and anything that's. What is the deal? So it's a place in memory, and then anything that gets that address, the garbage collector can clean up. So maybe that is not what we want. Maybe it is undefined. I don't know. Maybe, yeah, probably undefined is the more proper one to use. Undefined. And so it's 854. So what basically we want to. Once we create one of these, we do want to create in our dictionary, we want to go private sequence dictionary. And then it is what kind of dictionary is this? The sequence dictionary. I feel like that's a good pattern. That's a good sign. Like when the name of like when you sort of slip back into this mode and you come up with a name and it matches the name of the thing that you just created. Okay, so because we need to pull it in. Sometimes it just imports things for you. Sometimes it doesn't. And so then what we want to do is say sequence dictionary equals dictionary, and then you're going to give it an address, which is going to be this ID. Oh my gosh. we're going to have to change this into a variable. Let next ID -1, and next ID is equal to that. So that's one thing I don't like about what in general, I think it's a bad idea to, oh, and sequence diction, yeah, I think that is how you do that. Otherwise, else, this is why you should probably always have, like one of the few rules that I've seen that is almost always the case is one entry, one exit. And this code is going to have to change because it is going to be, and then basically next ID is equal to undefined. And then return next ID. So what we've done is we've actually changed the way of that this works, where we only have one entry point and one exit point. And I have found that that's normally the best way to do that. I think I probably copied this straight from ChatGPT, and I probably at the time was like, yeah, I don't know about this, but I do want to know why. Why does this suck? And now we figured out, or why is this a good pattern? Why is it a good pattern to always only have one entry and one exit? And that pattern has very rarely let me down. There's been a few times where it was a little bit better to do it with the return, but I've never seen a point where it was so much better that it was worth doing. You know, most times it's better just to set it up, figure out, add your cases, and then set it up. Now it does make it a little harder to unit test, probably. Maybe not, I don't know. But anyways, and all of this is going to change, right? This is going to go into its own function. It is 8:58, so I got to go. Everybody, I hope it's Friday, and I hope you're all having a wonderful day of Friday, and I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. I will definitely be making some videos tomorrow. Anyways, happy coding all, everybody. Bye.